Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today on behalf of the California Legislative Jewish Caucus in strong support of H.R. 23. And on behalf of the Jewish Caucus and the Jewish community, we stand strongly in solidarity with the API Caucus and with the API community in the state of California during this difficult time. As Jews, we are acutely aware of the destructive power of hate crimes, of the power of hate and bigotry. We know what it feels like to be targeted. We know what it feels like to have metal detectors and armed guards outside of our community centers and our houses of worship. And it's for this reason that we are so disheartened and outraged by the senseless violence and the really ugly bigotry that we are witnessing against the API community in the state of California today. And I was discussing with my colleague from Campbell last week some of the similarities about the hate and discrimination that our communities face, about the fact that they come from recycled stereotypes, from bigotry that has reared its head in the past, that plays on the fear of the other, about the violence that's often preceded by hateful rhetoric by people who may be speaking in code, but that code is understood and it incites action. And by the fact that no matter what our communities contribute, no matter how hard we try, this underlying sense that maybe we're not true equals, and maybe we're not really welcome here by everybody. And we know, as our colleague from the San Gabriel Valley said, that hate crimes don't just impact individual victims, that they have a broader impact on the targeted community, on other vulnerable communities, folks that feel hate, and ultimately on the community as a whole. That, as our colleague said, they are meant to divide us. And that is why allyship and partnership are so essential here. I will say for me in my short time in the legislature, one of the most meaningful moments for me was the way in which the API caucus and all of the other caucuses and our legislative leadership stood with the Jewish caucus after the attack, the deadly attack, against the synagogue in Poway, and how much that meant to me personally, and how much that meant to our Jewish caucus, and how much that meant to the Jewish community in the state of California to see all of the other communities in the state stand by our side. And that's why I think it's so important that the API community feel the same sense of support, feel the same sense of allyship. And I hope that our API colleagues and the API community in the state understand that we in the Jewish community have your back, that we stand strongly with you, that we deeply value you, that California would not be California without our incredible API community, and that we are committed to taking action to protect you. And we know, to that end, we know that from our state auditor that hate crimes are dramatically underreported in the state of California. And so we know that this spike in hate that we are seeing against the API community, that's probably just the tip of the iceberg. As much as those numbers have jumped up at an alarming rate, that is the tip of the iceberg in what this community is experiencing and what communities across this state are experiencing. And it is for that reason that the Jewish Caucus has decided that this session we will make confronting hate crimes one of our legislative priorities. We look forward to working with the API Caucus and all of the caucuses in this building to advance meaningful legislation that will address those issues. And I think that this resolution is a strong and important first step in that effort. So I want to thank my colleagues for bringing forth this resolution, for speaking in support of it. I want to reaffirm the allyship of the Jewish community and the Jewish Caucus, and I strongly urge and I vote on this resolution.